Page 13, Moonlight Mist. At the top of the page, they tell you to draw a circle around the 6th. That's fine if you want to do that. Just briefly, I don't want to go through all of them, but just take a look, say the right hand. In the 2nd measure, you have a B and a G. That's a 6th. And it's like one more than a 5th. A 5th is here, one more is here, so that's a 6th. You'd circle the B and the... They don't have to occur at the same time. They're just played next to each other. And then the next band, the B flat, that's also a 6th. I mean, we have different flavors of intervals, and we haven't gotten into the flavors. We're just, the numbers is all we're doing. Just take my word for it that the B or the B flat, either one, is still a 6th. 2nd line, 2nd measure, E and a C is a 6th, and an E flat and a C is a 6th type thing. It's a little confusing, but as we learn more about music theory and the intervals and all, it'll make a little more sense, or you'll just be more confused. I don't know which way you're going. Let's talk about this mist thing. 3/4 time, so there's 3 counts in a measure, and we're counting quarter notes. There is the same as 3 quarter notes in every measure, is what it's saying. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the C major scale 1 octave up and down. You just do it just a time or two. The first time you sit down to practice of a day, just don't spend a lot of time on it, just a time or two. I got a video and I give the instructions for how to do that in the video. Ah, you've heard it. Let's take this one hand at a time and make sure we got the rhythm isn't a problem, they're quarter notes, but the notes themselves might cause a problem. Right hand, you're starting here. And it's just 1. Bring the thumb down. You're not moving the hand, just the thumb. And then bring the thumb. You may have to slide in here to get that. Now once the half note, you can lift the fingers up. Because some people's hands are really big and their fingers don't fit up in here very well. If that's the case, then you got to use 4th finger on the E in the 2nd measure and your 2nd finger on the B flat. So you can stay out here. But that's if you got really huge hands. If you can, use the fingering in the book. Because sometimes, even with big hands, we still got to come up in here. Then you have a 1 beat rest at the end, and during the rest you come up here to the F position. And you're going to do the same thing in the F position. It's this fingering or this fingering, depending on how big your hands are. And during the rest, you come back down for the 3rd line here. Or in this position. Rest, during the rest, come down. I don't like that fingering, but we'll go ahead and go with it. During the rest, well, actually you're in position. See, the idea on the 3rd line is you have to move the hand. You're here, and we're coming down to here. You got to move the hand somewhere. You don't have to do it where they tell you to. You don't have to come down here and do it right there in the 3rd measure, the 3rd. You don't have to do that. You could play that with 3rd finger and then come down. However, there's another reason for doing it the way they're doing it. I don't want to get in it too deeply, but it's the pattern of the notes is the same. For the 3rd line down, first 2 measures here, and then the next 2 measures, the pattern is the same, it's just different notes. So we like to use the same fingering when it does that. I'll talk more about that in the future. But the right hand, then you're ending on a B, even though it's in the key of C. Well, that's what Moonlight Mist does to you, I guess. Left hand, we got broken chords. So start with the C chord, 1 and 2. 1 and 2, 3, 1. Make sure you lift up for the rest. Play the rest. 2nd line, you're up in F position. You're doing F position. 3rd line, you're in G position. B flat now. Come down to F position. A flat. And then back down to C position. Last measure, the note is here, has an 8/8 under it. Remember the rules for 8/8. If it's above the staff, you go up. If it's below the staff, you go down. This is below the staff, so we're going to go down to the next C and play that instead. So once you have an idea what the hands are doing separately, now put them together and see what fingers are going at what time. And we are here, here. G's are together. 1. I know that sounds wonderful, it's supposed to. Rest, during the rest, both hands come up. You get 1 beat rest to do this, you're just in up position. The idea. So you're moving both hands around and you get 1 beat of rest to do it in. You may have to practice that because the beat has to be a steady beat. It doesn't matter if you're moving the hands around. The beat has to be a steady beat. So we practice the hand movements if we have to. So the beat is a steady beat. Have I mentioned that before? Now the last 2 measures at the bottom, you have a B here and that's tied across. You don't play, you just hold it down. Rest. Here. So once you can get the hands working, then you go back and get rid of the hesitations. And then we add the articulation. Well, here they don't give you really any. It's all connected. You're lifting up for the rest. Just connect it. Lift up. Connect them. And the left hand, rest. Connect them. Except for the rest. You got to lift up for the rest. So you're just connecting everything, pretty much. Then the dynamics go to the melody, which is the right hand. Whatever you think mezzo piano is. It's not a set level. It depends on the situation. It's not soft, it's just sort of soft. Yeah? The left hand is soft or very soft. Just keep it in the background. You have to judge on your own. We want to hear the right hand. Because if you're playing the same, it's ugly. So please keep trying. I know this is hard, playing one hand louder than the other, but it's important you be able to do this. So just keep trying. It comes eventually. And as you go back through and you do the book again, play through the pieces for the fun of it, you'll find you'll play them much better, because you'll have better control then. As far as the speed goes, it's slow. I don't know what slow is. What's slow to you? This is, don't drag it on piano. That drags it, and it doesn't work on piano very well. So it has to flow, but it's a slow flow. Huh? Maybe you think, well, 1, 2, 3, 1, that's not slow. We're not talking about the speed of the beat. We're talking about the feel of the piece. This feels slow, and that's good enough. The beat will do whatever it's got to do. Then finally they've added pedal. Well, it's the mist part. We want the pedal for the overtones to mist it all up together. But we have to be careful because we don't want to play, or we don't pedal during the rest. We want to hear the rest. So really you're only pedaling the first 2 beats of most of these measures. So I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the notes. I'm going to lift it up as I play beat 3. Just as I play the note, the left hand comes up, pedal comes up with the left hand. So at the beginning I'll push the notes and then the pedal. As I play the 3rd beat or lift up the left hand, same difference, I'll lift the pedal. So I'm really lifting the pedal with the left hand. Now they've got you, on the last 2 measures, they've got you holding it down throughout. I don't care for that because it's building it up too much. I mean, that's an effect, that's a way of interpreting the piece. If you like that effect, then go with it. Just hold it down for both measures. On the first line, the last 2 measures. Lift it up. You lose the rest in the left hand. I like a clean sound, so I would continue. I would lift up for the rest. I want to hear it. But that's interpreting. See, the pedaling marking they're giving you is a suggestion. Anything I tell you is a suggestion. Anything your teacher tells you you got to do while you study under them, and then it becomes a suggestion. It's up to you and your ears and what you like to hear. Do you prefer the last two measures to be run together or separate? See, it's two different sounds. You have to decide on how you like it. Maybe one time you play it one way and another time you play it. I'm always changing things when I play. I'm experimenting. So I'll leave it. For this lesson, I think I'm going to pedal it like it's shown in the book. Just keep in mind there's other ways this might be done. And then the rest of it, you're pedaling with the left hand until you get to the last line. And then they want you to pedal the last three measures together. So the last line is, and then hold it pedal down. This is the misty part. This is where you're blending it all. And that's kind of nice if you want to do that. There's a hairpin there to get softer. So you're soft, wee soft. Don't use the soft pedal. That's cheating. You do it with the hands. Just a light, gentle stroke here. You get it nice and soft. And there's also a rit there in the last line, second measure, a retardando. You're just going to slow down a little bit. Don't slow down a lot or it'll drag. That's okay if you want to do this. It's a nice effect. And that's the pedal. Now on the third line, in the third measure, they give you a P, a piano, so you come down to soft. So the third line, you're sort of soft, come down to soft, and then back up to sort of soft. And the left hand, it just has to stay in the background. I'd like to play this with you slowly. We're going to drag it. I want to check the notes and the rhythm. So I'll go ahead and pedal it like they're showing. But I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to play both hands about the same. I need you to hear all the notes. I can't slow down because the metronome won't slow down. So I'll give us 3 counts, 1 ready, go, and then let's go. 1, ready, and go, and 1. Rest. Rest. Rest.